I feel like Bryce Hall is what you get when you mix the ego and unmatched lack of talent and charisma of Jake Paul with the sheer stupidity and try-hard nature of Rice Gum. Like, how this human male manages to be both pathetically lazy in everything he does, in every aspect of his career, while also clearly trying so hard, so dang hard to be cool and stunt on people. I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. Scientists for years are going to be studying this stupid stuck-up stool, and they're never going to figure out how he manages to be the most uncompelling human person to ever walk the earth while having all these fans. Last week, I'm sure you guys know from my 15-second YouTube short that I found out that Bryce Hall is in fact a person who exists in our universe. And ever since then, my life has been thrown into chaos. I have not been sleeping well. I haven't been eating well. All I can think about is how this cartoon meerkat-looking man not only peed off a balcony onto his child fans during Playlist Live, made a fake apology video as if it wasn't a big deal, isn't illegal, and didn't force the event to have to change venues next year because of course it would, because their reputation was sullied because he did that. Not only that, but then when that was brought up on Twitter by the gorgeous, talented, amazing Loie Lane, he tried to state that she somehow was more at fault for talking about it and that she was desperate for clout and pathetic when, like, sir? I don't know if you know this, but you're the one who peed on children. You lose any right to say anything about anyone. You cannot say that anything anyone has done at any point in time is pathetic. In fact, you just all lose your judgment privileges entirely. If you want to give your opinion on literally anything anymore, you have to pay a fine. To me, specifically, and to everyone who has to hear that opinion. Because everyone in the room loses brain cells when you open your stupid tiny mouth. I don't want to live in a world where anyone listens to the opinion of a man who peed on children. And I don't want to live in a world where anyone takes the opinion of a man who did that seriously. That is not my American dream. That is not the world I want to live in. Ever since I found out that this stale piece of bread in fact exists, and have had people reach out to educate me on who he is and what he has done, because turns out he isn't just known for peeing on kids, I have been reeling. Like, the things this incompetent loser has been a part of, that this garbage clown has done, is absolutely insane, to the point where I don't get why he isn't in prison at this point, or why he has fans who support him and pay for his lifestyle. Like, the fact that he has not been yeeted off of every platform he has ever been on for his behavior. Like, I want to say it's insane, I want to say it's bonkers, but that doesn't have the scope of what I'm talking about. Like, oh my god. I have seen YouTube straight up kick people off of their partner program over much less than what this dork has done. I have seen TikTok kick off creators over literally nothing. And yet this little turd stain is just skating by as if all the stupid things that he has done are just growing pains in his life. And like, they're just like footnotes in my story and they're not big deals and please don't hold them against me. Like, he quite literally told Loie, the beautiful Loie Lane via Twitter, that he had already said sorry for peeing on all those kids. And, you know, he was so young when it happened, so we should all just let it go. I'm sorry, but what? Like, what? Are you trying to say that you somehow didn't know that pissing off a balcony onto children was wrong? Are you trying to make that argument? Really? Okay. I don't know what to do with that. Like, this man has done everything that Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Rice Gum, and all the other fratty idiots in 2016 douche culture have done, and he has made it somehow worse. Like, those guys walked so Bryce Hall could run, and I'm here to go over all of it. This video is more or less about to be a list video documenting all of the stupid shit that Bryce Hall has ever done, so buckle up, my sweetest dudes, because we're going dick deep into this one. By the way, I am going to leave a list of sources in my description box down below. A lot of sites will say that they have comprehensive lists of everything he's done, but only had some things, so I tried to compile as many together as possible. I took mainly from 3, one of them being J14, which is terrifying. This man does not belong on a fucking magazine meant for kids, but alright, back to the beginning, let's get started. Starting with him falsely accusing his old manager, Michael Weiss of TanaCon fame, of sexual assault. This was something he admitted was fake and never happened. However, he had no problem stating on Twitter that Michael had touched him non-consensually. I smell homophobic vibes here. Strictly because, oh no, gay guy touches straight man non-consensually seems a bit homophobic. Also, according to Weiss, Hall threatened his grandmother by stating he would straight kill her, which I would normally take with a grain of salt, but seeing as I have already seen the other things he's done on this list, him threatening to kill an old woman who's just related to someone he doesn't like, it's not even the worst of it. It fits fits his character, it fits his pattern of behavior. But we're just 2 things deep. Not even a month after doing that, he peed on his child fans, because of course, I already talked about that. But more or less, the action of him peeing on those children caused a huge backlash towards the event, with him being banned from it altogether and the event nearly having to be shut down. After that, he called a girl he was talking to live on stream a whore for having a hickey on her neck. When people were calling him out for slut-shaming that fan, he responded by saying, "If you don't want to get slut-shamed, don't post pictures of your ass and pin them on your Twitter header." This man, I mean, like, just the best takes. Good job, you fucking genius. At VidCon the same year he peed on his child fans, he also got into a fist fight with another person, seemingly for no reason. Because of course he would. Why does he have fans? How is he still employed? In the span of a year, he was falsely accusing someone of assault, peeing on children on purpose, calling a woman a whore on livestream, and just assaulting people for no reason. And yet his career carried on and stays popping years afterward. I don't get it. How does this man even have one person supporting him? Do they know about this? Are they aware he's done this? Why do they stand a man that has no redeeming quality, skills, or talents? I don't get it. Like, I mean, at least Kevin Jonas could play guitar, but back into it. In 2018, he then assaulted a person who I've never heard of named Zach Clayton. Apparently, Zach was aware that Bryce was cheating on his 2 girlfriends, and Bryce decided to beat him up for that. I guess he thought he was snitching. Tana Mojo made a whole video about it where she said other things about Bryce, but my trust in Tana is shaky at best. The situation resolved itself when Bryce tweeted out that he was sorry, admitting that he did in fact beat Zach up and just felt so badly about beating the shit out of this guy. Admitted that it was fucked up of him to have done that. Which, okay, Captain Obvious. Duh. What a stupid thing to have to say. Like, it was fucked up of me to beat that guy to a bloody pulp. Oopsie. Like, what? I don't know. After that, he then went on to make the Sway House, which I think qualifies as a war crime. But apparently it's not actually illegal or bad. But he did make the worst Team 10. So that's, I'm sure, exciting for him. Much like Jake Paul and the original Team 10 though, his neighbors started complaining about the mansion that his management team was funding because it was constantly being used to throw insane parties. Neighbors were complaining, and instead of being decent people and respecting them, Brandon Hall Dorr decided to make that his brand and make merch under the umbrella of Party Animal University. And then he got all his stupid TikTok friends to wear that merch because that's cute. You're a public nuisance, but like at least you're making money. Love that for you. In May of 2019, Bryce then got arrested for drug possession, which was mostly for weed, but also for an unknown hallucinogenic, which as a stoner, I wouldn't care about. Like, as a former dealer, I have no business being a dick about someone having weed or doing any of that. However, he then went on to write this essay for People magazine, where he said the following, and I just think it's modern day poetry and I have to read it to you. It is insane. I realize that living up to my Party Animal brand isn't dependent on being intoxicated. It's about who I am, deep down. There's a time and a place to go nuts, and I can get crazy without alcohol. The Party Animal University was the friends we made along the way. Is that it, Bryce? Really? Something about this really fucking tickles me. What kind of after school special do you think this is, Bryce? Did you really think people would read this kumbaya bullshit and respect you? I don't get, my Party Animal brand isn't about partying. It's not about drugs. It's not about alcohol. It's about who I am on the inside. I'm so deep. Oh my God. Like, for one, my brand is all about who I am on the inside as well, which is why I'm like a hollowed out, rotted corpse. That's my branding. So I guess we go together like 2 peas in a coffin. He then did the same thing that Jake Paul did to Cody Ko. Remember that? Remember when Jake Paul was like, this person who criticized people online is a bully and a hater, and I'm going to approach them in a video and be like, you're a bully. Say no to bullying. Well, Bryce Corridor saw that and was like, oh, bet. My idol Jake Paul, who somehow is smarter than me, I'm going to do exactly what he does. I'm going to go confront my biggest hater, aka a person who simply called me out for slut shaming and peeing on children, and also all of the assault stuff. And that was the whole video, and I cannot believe that's a real thing. Now this one is hilarious in my opinion, and I'm big time annoyed that nobody told me about this because Bryce Hallway tweeted in the year of our God-honoring Lord 2020 that 1, we are at the cusp of ending homophobia, which as a gay, no one informed me of. I sign up for all the newsletters, guys. I don't know why I missed out on that. I didn't know we were at the cusp of ending it. But thank you, Bryce, for ending homophobia. We love that. Thank you. He then went on to say that because people hate straight TikTok, that we were now introducing heterophobia, which... My God, dude. Heterophobia? Really? Really? This is what happens when people allow a man who has peed on children to have an opinion and, like, not have to pay to speak. He needs, like, I swear to God, I want to fine him for the stupid shit he says because I had, like, come on. Come on. Of course he's saying this dumb shit. He peed on children. Then who could forget the multiple COVID parties he was throwing all summer? Certainly not the mayor who went and shut down the Sway House's power over it, which he took about as seriously as everything else, which he should take seriously because now he might be facing a year of jail time. Like, again, at this point, he has peed on children, falsely accused someone of sexual assault, slut-shamed numerous women, assaulted multiple people, tried to say heterophobia is a thing, and his career, despite all of that, was not affected. So him, looking at this little panoramic we're in, of course he wasn't going to take it seriously. Of course he didn't care when they shut off his power. Of course he was just like, oh, who gives a shit? Politics? Money? I don't care. That's nothing to me. Like, good. Go to jail. Go to jail. After those thousands of parties, it feels like, he then got into another fight with someone over allegedly damaging their car. And as someone who is a bad driver, who has damaged plenty of cars, let me tell you, usually when that happens, that doesn't result in a full-on fight and assaulting someone. But this is Bryce little baby bitch boy, I've never had any consequences for my actions Hall. If someone is upset with him, he is then going to be like, oh, I'm so macho, time to hit. God, he is so smart. We should just study his mind. I'm sure he's going to be the one to cure cancer, guys. And finally, bringing to the last point that I have, certainly won't be the last stupid thing he does. This video will be out of date in a minute. In October, he got into another fight, this time with a person working at a restaurant who told him to stop vaping because it's illegal to vape in that restaurant. The way it's illegal to vape in every restaurant because that's not legal. You know, it's a thing that everyone knows. We all know that. But Bryce Hall he wouldn't stop. And in fact, when he was told to stop, he blew smoke right into the face of the man who was telling him to stop, which you only do when you're a dumb, limped dick little bitch. And so a fight ensued. And it's said that Bryce was throwing out a lot of racial slurs, which, given his behavior, is not surprising. So, that's the list. As quickly as I could put it down. That's it. This man is probably going to get jail time because the district attorney is planning on prosecuting him for his multiple COVID parties. And at least in the articles I read, it seemed like that was going to be their plan, their picture, and they were going to go after him. And what baffles me is that TikTok and YouTube are just like, oh, him? He's in trouble? No. We like him. Don't be mad at Bryce Hall. We're gonna put him on trending. We're gonna make sure his videos perform well. Which, by the way, kills me because someone monitors the trending page. The trending page isn't organic. Like, there are videos with 100,000 views on the trending page that are in fact not trending. So them choosing to put Bryce, I peed on kids Hall, is them putting their stamp of approval on him peeing on kids. Like, I am shocked. I am perplexed. I am bamboozled. Especially with you, TikTok, with the fact that you literally delete accounts for simply belonging to sex workers. Like, you don't want to have sex workers making cute, non-offensive, non-sexual content on your app, but you want heterophobia is real piss baby on here? Really? Okay, that's something. With that being said, I am going to go. If you like videos like this where I just list everything, let me know. If you want to see more videos like this or just have any ideas for more videos like this, let me know in the comments down below. Or maybe put one of these bad boys in the comments if you want. I certainly hope I remember to put something here, but I usually don't. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys have a dope day and I will see you in the next video. Later.